Welcome, Traveler. The Engineer class might be overpowered. Signature weapon SMG improved hipfire control. Does it improve so much that it would be worth it to make a full hipfire loadout for the SGX? We get no attachment on that would improve the hipfire in any way. And we will go over to the support class and enter the firing range. For our test, we will align our feet to the white carpet and then just spray the wall in front of us without holding down the recoil of the mouse in any way. That's quite some significant sprint. Now let's go over to the engineers. Same gun, firing range, go to the white carpet, align our activity feed, go a little bit to the right. Nice. And then we're shooting the same without holding down our recoil. This does not look vastly improved to the left one. Sure, you get some more clustering in the middle. But what about now if we put on all the attachments? Maybe it multiplies the effect. On the top, we're taking the 50 milliwatt laser for the insane hipfire increase. Then for the barrel, we will get more bullet velocity for the targets that stand further away. On the barrel is going to be the vertical grip and not the slim angled. Sure, the slim angled gives us a better ADS time, but we don't ADS close up. We only ADS if someone is further away. Then on our magazine, we want to have the fast mag to reload faster. And on the muzzle, you definitely don't want to take the suppressor as that reduces your hip fire. We could put on the compensated brake to have that super laser beam on the 20-30 meters. We're still on the engineer class, into the firing range. And we can shoot enemies on the distance quite laser beamy, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and dudes close also absolutely get shredded. Those have been our first two hip fires. Let's align our feet again, walk over to the right, feet are still aligned. We're going to be putting out those 31 bullets. And everything is nicely clustered. But what about with the medic now? Same SGS on the support. Medic, go into the firing range. Align our stibbity toes and try to shoot between these two. As the right side has terrible lighting. Okay, the spread is definitely lower on the engineer compared to what we have here on the medic. More clustering right in the middle and definitely left and right spread. That being said, hitting like a runaway train, and obviously as we ADS, we get the same thing. Is that minimal improvement still worth it to take the engineer over the medic, recon, or assault? I'd say absolutely yes, because this is the hipfire as we're standing still, and not as we are strafing around and moving actively throughout the battlefield. Because as you're strafing, the hipfire gets worse. As you're actually moving, running up to your targets, the hipfire gets worse. Every minimal improvement is definitely something you would like to have. And that's only the first SMG. We have the Uzi there, and there's more SMGs to come that will also be very good for hipfire. The more SMGs, the better hipfire improvement, the better it's going to be for us. The medic itself says no sprint speed penalty when using MGs. And I would say that's definitely worth it if you are an LMG player and love shooting them. I mean, how does it feel? We're pretty quick on our feet. We're nimble. We're zooting around. Run up, shoot, keep running, pull out the defibs, arrest someone. Does it significantly feel worse on the recon? Let's pull out the same LMG firing range. Yeah, I do feel slower right away. Not by much, but by some. And considering that you're going to be playing a medic, especially on the breakthrough map, on the bigger maps, yeah, I like that. The Recon has something interesting going on. Stabilize aim by holding breath and rechamber quickly between shots. That rechamber quickly between shots is absolutely worth it as you're playing a sniper rifle. Because the only thing holding you back with the sniper rifle is that reload. And then new thingy, and then boom, and then new thingy, and then boom, and then new thingy. Nothing else is holding you back. Obviously, your target acquisition. But if you're actually shooting at someone running, you want to rechamber as quick as possible to actually get him downed. Again, over to the medic, into the sniper rifle. Same attachments and the firing range. And we get the... boom. Oh yeah, that's actually slower. Each of them can definitely be felt. Lastly, we get our friend the Assault. And he does actually have two bonuses. Faster draw and switch times plus better sprint recovery. And then in his field specs itself, it says ADS mobility. Negates movement speed penalty when aiming downside and moving. That one is probably the biggest thing about the assault class. Since the ADS mobility thing counts for whatever you're playing, if you're going to go for a carbine, assault rifle, SMG, LMG, whatever you're pulling out. I'm here with my assault and I'm zooming relatively fast forward while holding down my gun, right, to then shoot. Whereas if I'm going for my recon and I'm going to be pulling out the same carbine, hello, weeby wobbity, we're just slower. It feels almost like we're sneaking compared to what the actual assault does. All in all, a full crossing with your weapon back and forth while aiming down sight is 2 seconds faster with the assault class than with the other classes. Interesting. If we're now looking at all these 4 bonuses, each class kind of has their use case scenario, apart from the engineer having their repair tool and actually being able to repair tanks. But if you play a super close quarter combat map, maybe going for a full SMG build, especially King of the Hill, seems kind of like a nice thing. Whereas with the assault, if you like to aim down your corners and actually run around ADS, then you want to use your field specs with the extra adrenaline, quick recovery, combat stimulant. That's anyways good for the run and gun playstyle, as then with a support LMG player, could be going for that long range support, absolutely laser beaming while resting your friends in the breakthrough mode. And obviously the Recon has many uses, not only that the sniper goes faster, you also do have your rocket throwing gadgets, you do have your current Recon deploy beacon that no one else has, but might be getting down the line. And you get that nice and nasty motion sensor that you can plop down. It works really good in King of the Hill as well as it does work for the other game modes. For me personally, I've been playing the Recon in almost any mode, and that's mainly down to the charges. It can be used to simply destroy whatever you feel like needs destroying. There's a wall in your way, get rid of it. There's a whole building in your way in King of the Hill where people hide in, get rid of it. The Recon class is quite useful. Sure, I can't just whip out my gun in ADS and move still around fast. Doesn't matter. I can motion sensor you and I can blow you up. I mean, how often in King of the Hill have I just thrown all my explosive on the point and just killed the people there? One and done. Are any of the other class gadgets as cool as the charges where you can blow up anything? Well, the engineer does have the rockets and quite some of them. If you actually hit the player, it is an instant kill and they can destroy buildings quite nicely. The actual motion sensor mine, I didn't use that much. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments below how good it really does feel if you use it a lot, since I was stuck shooting people with a rocket launcher. For the support, we get the defib. It's obviously cool to rest people, but the cover is even more important. In King of the Hill, I've been having so many situations where a medic put down a cover in a certain corner and you could totally hold down the whole point. Absolutely GG. And then you get kind of the assault, which is already quite impressive as it's zooming around with the ADS mobility, and you get your faster draw and switch times. But then you also get this amazing explosive gadget that you shoot at someone, and even if you hit like just the close vicinity, they die. And you can also take it with a burn effect. Both of these they're goddamn nasty. And you get a secondary weapon where we could choose another gadget, so we just have both of them shooting out like crazy. Or you can equip shotgun, DMR, whatever you feel like. That's quite nice, going for a multi-weapon playstyle for every scenario. Now, the only question that's left is, should we weapon lock classes? Should we not weapon lock classes? And I don't really have an opinion on that, but do tell me in the comments below what you think. And here's 2 more videos that will help you with your Battlefield 6 journey with the next up and coming open beta weekend. Enjoy.